Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRIENDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. Let's dive into something that's been making waves across the NFL landscape and has major implications for the Commanders' future. Rumor has it that the Kansas City Chiefs, sitting at a 6-6 record with a cap space of around $11 million, are in serious talks about trading one of their rising stars on defense, George Karlaftis, to Washington. It's a move that could shake up the entire NFC East and could be a game-changer for Washington's push to contend seriously in the coming seasons. This isn't just speculation. It's a buzz that's been gaining momentum, and many insiders believe there's a real possibility this trade could happen soon. So what's all the fuss about? Well, first, let's get into the details. The Chiefs, despite their strong reputation and recent Super Bowl appearances, are currently facing some roster challenges. They're sitting at a 6-6 record, and with a cap hit of around $11 million, they're looking for ways to optimize their squad. The focus seems to be on bolstering their defense, especially their pass rush, which has been a bit inconsistent this season. Enter George Karlaftis, the talented pass rusher drafted in the first round in 2022. Over his career, he's been a persistent motor, someone who's able to generate pressure and contribute significantly to stopping the run. In just his 2 seasons, he's already amassed 29. 5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and earned 2 Super Bowl rings. That kind of production, combined with his age, he's only 24, makes him an attractive target for teams looking to add youthful talent with high upside. The Chiefs, with their Super Bowl odds at plus 750, are clearly motivated to keep their championship window open. But they're also wary of the rotation and the overall defensive efficiency. Last season, they allowed 232 points, which isn't terrible but also isn't at the elite level they're used to. Trading Karlaftis could be a move to not only free up cap space, but also create more opportunities for other players, especially in the secondary or at linebacker. Plus, the trade would give them a second-round pick in the 2026 draft, which is a valuable asset for building the future. From the Washington perspective, adding Karlaftis would be a massive boost to their already struggling pass rush. Currently, the Commanders are 3-9, and their edge rushers have been inconsistent at best. Bringing in a player of Karlaftis' caliber, someone who can add around 1.5 tackles per game and increase quarterback hits by approximately 10%, could be exactly what this defense needs to elevate to the next level. His presence would complement the defensive line's existing talent, especially with the likes of Chase Young, if he's still with the team, and Montez Sweat, if he's healthy and on the field. The potential synergy here could lead to a significant increase in pressure on opposing quarterbacks, which in turn would reduce the number of sacks and big plays allowed. Let's talk a little about what this could mean in real terms for the Commanders' defense. Currently, they're allowing roughly 19.3 points per game, which isn't terrible but definitely not enough to keep up with the top-tier teams. If Karlaftis joins, projections show a plus 12% increase in pressure, which could translate into a reduction in sacks allowed and more vital turnovers. His ability to get after the quarterback would also boost the team's success rate on 3rd and 4th downs, where they're currently converting around 61.9%, but with the addition of a player like Karlaftis, that number could rise close to 70%. That kind of improvement is huge for a team fighting to stay competitive in a tough division. The trade also has strategic implications when you look at the upcoming schedule and the division race. The NFC East has been a dogfight, with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants all vying for supremacy. The Commanders need a boost on defense to turn the tide, and Karlaftis could be that X-factor they've been missing. His presence would not only boost the pass rush, but also energize the entire defensive unit, giving them a little more confidence and swagger. Plus, with his career averages, 15% hurry rate, and his ability to generate pressure, he's proven to be a consistent producer. On the flip side, the Chiefs' motivation to trade him makes sense from their point of view. Despite the odds of winning the Super Bowl being at plus 9,000 right now, they're not giving up on this season. However, they recognize the importance of managing their cap and roster for the future, especially with players like Chris Jones and other key contributors. Trading Karlaftis for a second-round pick in 2026 is a smart move that allows them to focus on their core, while also potentially replenishing their draft capital for future drafts. It's a classic case of balancing present competitiveness with future planning, and it's a move that might look risky but could pay off in the long run. Now, let's not forget the broader impact of this potential move. For Washington fans, it's an exciting prospect. Imagine a defense with a young, talented pass rusher who is just entering his prime, paired with the existing stars and emerging talent. It's exactly the kind of piece that can turn a team from a middle-of-the-road squad into a legitimate playoff contender. And with the NFC East as competitive as ever, having that extra edge on defense could be the difference between just fighting for a wild card and making a real run at the division title. Of course, there are still questions. Will the Chiefs actually pull the trigger? Will Washington be willing to part with the draft capital needed to land him? And how quickly could Karlaftis adapt to a new system? But based on what we've seen from him so far, his motor, his production, and his youth, he's exactly the kind of player that could make an immediate impact for the Commanders. Plus, with the current state of the roster and the need for more consistent pass rushers, this move could be a real game changer in the NFC East. In the grand scheme, this potential trade could signal a shift in how the Commanders approach their rebuild. It's not just about adding a player, it's about making a statement that they're serious about competing now. With a young, talented pass rusher like Karlaftis, they can accelerate their defensive development, provide more pressure on opposing QBs, and create more turnovers. That's how you build a championship-caliber defense, and that's exactly what fans want to see in Washington. Looking ahead, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and moves like this remind us how unpredictable and exciting the league can be. The Commanders are on the verge of making a bold statement, whether it's through this trade or other moves, to position themselves as serious contenders. The NFC East is wide open, and with the right pieces, Washington could be the team that surprises everyone in the upcoming seasons. The addition of a player like George Karlaftis would not only bolster their front line, but also send a message to the rest of the division that the Commanders are here to stay and ready to fight for their spot at the top. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.